Well, welcome. And uh, today there's something that I need to talk about. And it's kind of like one of those absolute, like, it's more of a logical talk than it is anything else. It's more of a kind of this whole thing that's going on politically and what my feelings are of how everything came to be, how it came to be. So, with that being in mind, I want to kind of put some things together here. First, I know it's tough that there's a lot of controversy going back and forth. And I had a conversation with someone who's really dear to me last night. And him and I, in this conversation, he has a little bit of this. It was more disappointing in a way to hear his take, because I'm hearing the same talking points as the other side of a spectrum that is completely, and I hate to say it this way, it's completely just brainwashed into thinking. Now, I, as the person who I am, and he knows this, I have to have, with all due respect, I understand his point of view. I get it, and I understand it 100%. I totally, without a doubt, all everything that he's saying makes sense, and everything that he was talking about makes sense. And I am not going to say he's crazy. I'm not going to say anything like that, because, in my opinion, it's just the way he views things. How he views things is different how I view it, and there's for good reason. So it's kind of why I'm doing this video. And if this person has gotten this far into the video, this is a small message to you. Listen to the rest of it. If at any time, just give me that much respect, and you'll understand what I'm going for here. First off, in no way am I trying to change your viewpoints. I'm just trying to open the book a little bit further, because there's a lot more going on here than what you're seeing. And I already know right now your thought process is going to slam that book hard, because you don't want to hear it. It's exactly what the problem is. This is exactly what the problem is. So, being who I am all my life, and all these things, you should know, there's this talk of intelligence on one side that you talk about, and how this one person is so ruthless and intelligent and all this other stuff. And the conversation we had that one night, it was kind of like, I'm not that intelligent. I can't. You're. I'm not educated enough. I'm not all these things. It's kind of like, almost like you're saying to me that this person, who I'm talking about, is high superior, above me in intellect. And I'm telling you right now that, as far as that goes, I intelligent wise, I'm gonna have to 100% disagree. There's no sense in a debate. Maybe this person could debate it, but the talking points would be absolutely everything that this person would say would have no weight to it. Absolute no weight to it, because all I would have to do is sit there and laugh, because everything that this person would say would have absolute no merit, no weight, no absolute no truth on everything. So, with that being said, however, I have to be careful, because there is truth in some things. So you kind of, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not saying that the person is a liar. I'm not saying anything of the sort. It's how you spin it, how you take these talking points and make up a narrative, and that's why they call them narratives. Which I'm not gonna educate you on this. So we got two candidates, and first off is you would really need to take the time, which I know you won't, because you're going to let other people make those decisions for you. That's it. That's all you're going to do. That's it. Plain and simple. No one will do this. And I am the type of person who has spent a better part of my adult life watching these things unfold in front of me. And I want what is best for the future of my kids, my grandkids, and everything else. And I see these things unfold, and it's just like, for instance, 9/11. There's this conspiracy going around that the government is the one behind the bombings and all this other stuff, which I think is complete nonsense. Okay, first off, back in those days, I was a Democrat. I was for the American people. I believed in a Democratic president, because back in those days, I believed my father was a Democratic person who believed in for the people. And it wasn't anything like it is today. I'm going to tell you straight up, and I don't care if you believe it or not. It's not even close, not even comparison to what it is today. And you could take that to the bank, because I could set you right down in front of someone, have coffee today, who's an actual Democrat, who literally is a registered Democrat who voted for Donald Trump. And there was a reason behind it, and that person could tell you why he did what he did. Actually, him and his wife both did. So the whole thing behind it is we lost touch with what's right for the American worker. What's the hardworking man? We don't want high taxes. We want to get rid of a lot of stuff. We want to our school systems. We want all these other stuff. You have to not believe in a million years that the stuff that's going on right now is good for our country. You cannot believe that. It's not good for our military. It's not good for these things to be happening. It's just not good. And that's where you have to draw the line. That's totally different. It's not government stuff that the government should be getting in their hands into. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. These things that are going on with the trans movement, the abortion stuff, these are the types of things where they just basically said the federal government should just wipe their hands of it, give it back to the states, let the states handle it, and then let the people of the states vote on it, and let that handle it. The federal government shouldn't be spending money on these programs, and that's it. That's all it boils down to. Let the states handle it. And so everybody gets all worked up over it. And that's where you have all these battles. That's where you have all these lies. That's where you have all this stuff. And in a conversation that a very important point that you brought up to me is that use the internet, the mainstream media, spinning lies and stuff like that. And it's the propaganda. It's you can sit there and like I said, you won't do it. I know you won't do it because you're too damn stubborn to do it, and that's what's wrong with a lot of these people. And this is why that gentleman I was just telling you about, who is a Democrat, still a registered Democrat, but voted for Trump. And I'm going to tell you why he did what he did. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have him on a podcast when I start up my radio station here, and he's going to explain it. He sat there and he was watching a whole thing with Trump speaking. It was I think it was like a whatever you call rally, and he spoke about these key things that he was talking about. And he was like, he's not, believe me, he is not a Trump fan by all means, because of the things that he was told, and he never really listened to what Trump had to say. So he always listened to the news. He always said, if the news is telling me this, the news is it. The news would never lie. The news would never lie to him. And this is what I'm trying to get to. So here it all is, guys. So you take what he said, and they literally twisted his words, and right in front of him said that Trump said this and what it meant. And he said, no, wait, that's not what he said. And he went back and he listened to it again, and he goes, there is no way he said that. And he was like outraged. He was like, and he got mad, and he really got mad. And he, a few of his friends and stuff like that, did you hear that? And yeah, did you hear what he goes, dude, listen to this. They played it for, he goes, and some of the people are saying, well, then why would they do that? And there's this big question mark now. And so here's the thing. People are questioning now. People are having problems now. People are questioning a lot now about what happens. And here's the thing. People are getting caught. The mainstream media are getting caught in these lies. It's the mainstream media. It's just like The View. The View, that all they do is they don't talk about anything other than the View. I mean, you can go back years ago, before all this election stuff. They used to talk about all these other things. All they do is talk about political things now. You want to know why? Because it gets them views. The views. It gets them views. It gets them people to listen to it. Okay, and which, it is what it is. So now, I want you to mark this day. It's November 16th, 2024. I want you to remember this day. Nothing's going on. No riots. No famines. No sickness. No nothing's going on. Inflation is still high. Everything is still super expensive. Gas prices are up. And everything's not cool. Trump was just elected president. He's coming on saying he's going to do all these great things. Nothing has taken place yet. Okay? But I want you to mark this day. When he becomes president, mark my words, there's going to be riots. Things are going to go bad. There's going to be all these things that are going to start happening. And there's going to be so much things going on. So many things going to be happening. So many So many things that are going to be happening. I guarantee it. It's all going to be negativity towards Trump. Trump's doing this. You're going to see negative stuff on the mainstream media. He's doing this. He's doing that. People are losing their rights. And people are going to get on TikTok. They're going to make up lies. They're going to make up all these things that are happening. I'm going to ask you to not listen to any of that. And just let life take its deal, okay? All right? Things get better. They're going to get better. Do I think things are going to get better? I don't know. Really, honestly, I told you, I told everybody, even if he is elected, even if he becomes president, even if all these things that he does, the left is not going to let it go. They are going to hammer the living crap out of this guy. They will not let him. They will tear everything down to make it look horrible. They will destroy. They will burn. They will riot. They will do whatever it takes to destroy everything that they can. Mark my words, that how right now everything is at like everything is, you know, it's still war going on and all these other things, okay? Mark my words. Watch what happens. And it's not going to be Trump that did this, okay? It's not going to be the Republicans. It's not going to be the voters that are doing this. Mark my words. It's going to be everybody else. Now, look what's happening right now. You got all these people who are upset. You got women shaving their heads. You got people that are supposedly divorcing their husbands. They're no sex. They're making themselves look like absolute fools. Okay? They're going out and they're doing these things for what? For a protest? This is just the start. The start of it. Okay? This is just the start. The start. This is just the beginning of what is about to come. Okay? So all we can do is we can keep waiting. And when January comes and he's, you know, even if he makes it, whatever happens, there's people, you know, that's one of the things. I mean, there are people calling for his assassination. This is how evil it is. This is how bad it is. Okay. So, you got all this stuff happening. All right. Put this in your mind, which I know by now you're sitting there, he doesn't know shit. He's not smart enough like the other guy is, right? Yeah. Okay, mark my words, okay? Watch what happens. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Now think about it this way. During the election, right, there was a key point in there where CNN pulls up a map where Kamala was supposed to be leading under Joe Biden. You know, did she pick up any states? Did she pick up any counties? Did she pick up? And it was absolutely blank. She didn't get any votes. Zero. She didn't get anything over Joe Biden. There's a reason for that. Okay, so, and here's the reason. If Joe Biden would have stayed in office, there might have been a good chance that he would got a second term. I'm pretty much thinking that could have happened. It could have happened. Nobody wanted a Kamala for president. She went in front of the camera. She never had anything, no policies. She never had anything to offer. There was always these talking points that people would ask her questions. I mean, go and watch interviews. That's all you have to do is just watch interviews. You won't do it, though. You won't do it. No, even her followers, even the people will not do it. And then ask yourself, what is, name an accomplishment, tell me something that she did. And you won't be able to even answer that question. Now, if, I mean, it's, nobody wanted her as they're not ready for a woman president. And they surely didn't want her. Plain and simple. That's why she lost. She didn't lose. If Biden would have stuck in there, and I think things would have been a little bit different. That knocking you heard was, I think, coded. Anyway, so, but the thing about it is that's what you have to look at. You can't look at anything else but to look at it that way. Everything, even if, like I said, way before all this, sitting down, we're talking, we're having this conversation, we're going back and forth, we're having this good discussion. I told you from the beginning, I am not left or I am not right. Okay? It's the whole thing. The whole entire thing. In the conversation we had yesterday, what prompted this video, I told you even that. And you got on this tangent, this anger. Even your voice was angry. You were just this angry. And that's what makes that side like that. It's like anger. It's despicable. It's unbelievably they're just angry and hateful. That's what it is. That's what it stands for. And if she would have been elected, the birds would have been tweeting in the sky. Everything would have been so perfect. But yet, people would have said, oh, when Trump would have fought, he would have accepted it. He would have moved on. He would have said, screw it, I'm done. I got shot at. I got all these other things. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay? I told you this. You know where I stand. You know exactly where I stand in this whole thing. Okay? That man can walk away at any time. He's not a politician. He is a businessman. He has more than enough money to go off into the sunset and just drift away and never ever just be gone. He got his ears shot off, and then some people think it was all fake. Whatever, whatever. Okay, and you hear that. You even said it yourself. I mean, come on, seriously? Where did you get that BS from? Did you hear it from the other guy? No. Just despicable. And the guy gets up and he tells the effing world, fight. I'm gonna fight for this country. Here's the question. Here's the question. Let's say you ask me, well, what if you're wrong? What if having her win was the best choice? Okay, then I'm wrong. But what if I'm right? And you won't even think about that. What if everything that he has done and everything that he's about to do is for you, for your son, for your family, for your future, for everything that you stand for your grandchildren, for your family, for everything, for the city you live in, for everything, to make a better place for you. And let's say let's hypothetically, let's say a year from now, 2 years from now, I'm standing there and we haven't seen each other in a couple years, and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden you just look at me. You won't even be able to look at me in the eye and say I was right. That's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the tough one, because you won't admit it. But if I was wrong, I'd just shrug my shoulders and say, you were right. The world's a much harder place. It's screwed up. It's just the way it is. It's the government. It's the politicians. It's the whole machine that is screwing the American people over. It's the whole thing. It's not those two people. It's not the left. It's the right. It's the whole machine. The whole thing. And if he can do what he says he's going to do, if he can do what he says he's going to do, which I don't know. I have my doubts. I really do. I'm hopeful. In some instances, I'm really hopeful. I'll cross my fingers. But I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen. But right now, I'd rather trust God and put it in God's hands, because I feel safer with Him than I do with all them that are just destroying. We'll see. We're going to see hard, and it's going to hit hard. Guaranteed. Yeah. Real hard. You have a good day, bud. And I'll see you sometime down the road, a couple years maybe. Hopefully not that long. All right?